Hello and welcome to a new video from JANUS Engineering. My name is Heinrich Flaum and I'm pleased to present a new video in our Spotlight section today. So far we've shown several videos about our tool management, the Technology Manager. Today we have something new on the agenda. The latest development from JANUS Engineering actually covers the topic of machine learning and how it helps you use your experience to realize the fastest programming for your workpieces. Today we are going to present Aido to you. How does Aido react or program when a workpiece is being clamped in various different situations? How do we teach Aido how to actually program something? We'll see all of that now in NX. So let's look at the scenario. I've got a workpiece clamped here on a double vise, and the double vise in turn is on a 3-axis machine. Once Aido is installed on your system, it appears up here in one of the tabs, and that's Aido. We can already see some options appearing here, but first we'll take a look at matching, or rather matching ones. Once I execute this, Aido starts up. Through an initial analysis of the workpiece and also its clamping setup in space in relation to the machine, or also the machine kinematics, Aido can now determine in the background what clamping situation is actually present here, meaning the part in a 3-axis machine in this or that position. Next, I'd like to select which geometry is to be manufactured here. I'm going to choose the workpiece here, or workpiece. You can see it appearing here once again now. By simply clicking on the next button, this workpiece will now be analyzed and it will be determined quite exactly which specific geometries are actually present within this workpiece, which I do, or which the machine is actually capable of reaching with its own kinematics. This also includes, for example, geometries located on the side of the workpiece, which we are going to take a look at in just a moment. We already have the result appearing right here, and it has determined that it found this surface for facing. It has discovered an inner area for the purpose of adaptive roughing, and it will most likely finish the machining of the shape, meaning these draft angles inside the chamber, with a form cutter. Why exactly is it a form cutter here and not peripheral milling in a 5-axis sense? Because it has recognized that this is a 3-axis machine and is not even capable of doing that. Let us take a look at these M6 threads right here. Once again, Aido has recognized that the M6 threads are only accessible from the top, not from the front, nor from the side over on the left. While we're on the left side anyway, we can also take another look at the groove here. A groove like this is typically made on a 3-axis machine using a T-slot cutter. Aido has recognized that here as well. It would not try to tilt the machine and mill through here with an end mill for me. If I now click on OK, Aido will then simply apply the operations to the workpiece in this current clamping setup. So it's finished now. I am confirming with OK, and I see all these operations appearing here that Aido has created for the programming of this particular workpiece right here. For example, the top-facing adaptive roughing inside, but also the M6 threads, and specifically only those M6 threads that he can reach from above here as well. And last but not least, here are the lateral grooves, in this case with a side milling cutter or T-slot cutter as he would mill them out here. Right, that's good. Okay, and of course the other machining operations as well, such as the grooves or even the pockets here with the form cutter, so that you can see them here, triangular or rather 2.5-axis machined here. And now we can already see what the tool looks like inside there. Basically, like I said, a form cutter. And now let's take a look at the following. It is the very same workpiece, however, it is now mounted on a 5-axis machine here. And this time, no double vise anymore, but a tombstone here. How does Aido react to this clamping situation now? Again, I'll select matching. Here as well, the first initial pieces of information are being gathered. How is the workpiece clamped onto which specific type of machine? And as soon as I have made the selection here that the workpiece should be searched, I will also click on the next button right here as well. Workpiece, and let us move right on. The result is right in front of us now, and we can take a closer look at it. Alright then, exterior walls, recognized by Aido, it's just told me again that it could process this in two different ways. Either with an end mill from the initial clamping setups, which is just as well possible here on this 5-axis machine, or it could also face the whole thing off here by using a face mill. I'm going with the face mill here, so I'll deactivate the outer wall machining and it won't create that for me anymore. Facing top, facing sides, just like before, both left and right, this time it's going right here. This time it can swing over for facing, that's why it's also suggesting this operation. Otherwise, we also have adaptive internal machining here, but also a semi-finishing and a finishing operation for these inner chambers as well. This time, however, in the 5-axis range, meaning 5-axis swathing. Why? Because as often mentioned, it's 5-axis kinematics and the machine is also capable of it. This time around, the slot machining is no longer performed with the T-slot cutter, but rather right here in swiveled mode. Last but not least, we have the M6 thread here again, just like in the 3-axis operation. However, he suggested these M6 threads inside the groove here. Differently once again. The actual reason for this is that the centering tool, which is being utilized for this frontal machining process, has a diameter of precisely 16 millimeters. However, this groove right here is exactly 15 millimeters wide. This means that Aido has now clearly realized that using this standard tool, which it identified from here, would end up completely ruining the groove. That's why it switched to a different machining strategy here, or rather, switched to a different, smaller centering tool that fits into this groove as well too. Last but not least, from this side as well, deep hole drillings, diameter 11. I would just confirm with OK and let it do its thing. EIDU is finished now. I'll confirm with OK and can check out the result right here. It is actually quite interesting to see right here that EIDU prefers side face milling, or rather has given me the choice, instead of using the peripheral end mill for that. And here in the inner area too, that it's peripheral milling everything in 5 axes, and doesn't want to use that slow form cutter to make it anymore. And finally, once again, the machining of the M6 threads, specifically here on the face and here inside the groove. Let's also take another look at the tools that he chose for this one. While we're on the subject of tools right now, the tools Aido works with here are the tools from their very own tool database. This means that the tools they originally used to teach all the geometries and features are exactly the same tools it is using to execute right here. Naturally, always in the machine context, that an HSK63 tool is only used on an HSK63 machine. Now let's take a very quick look at this particular scenario right here for a moment. These frontal threads are being center drilled once by using a 16mm center drill. However, the groove, as I have already mentioned, is only 15 millimeters wide. This means that Aido processes these geometries for us differently here with a smaller center drill with this one here. But the tools for the further thread processing are the same, meaning that the drill for the groove threads as well as the drill for the face threads are the same, just as the threading tool is exactly the same in both cases. And how exactly do you go about teaching an Aido how something is learned and how something is supposed to be executed then? To do that, I'll go into a workpiece here, into this. Pipe flange. Let's go to the IDU tab. And this time, instead of matching, we'll go to learning. Here too, IDU now goes ahead and takes the full machine kinematics, the entire clamping situation, we also call it cam setup, and learns exactly that. I have 2 buttons to choose from here. One is called Current NX Session, the second is called Select Files. I am going to select this first one for now, so I want to select the IDU. This part that I have just opened will read out everything that's currently in there. We see it's detected 9 drilling operations here, currently no milling operations. 6 tools were used for this as well as 1 single material. It has pulled this material from the workpiece itself. No machine kinematics have been selected this time, meaning that its axes are completely free to be chosen. Just click on Learn. Thus, Aido has once again added the processing of these geometries to its very own database. But what's the deal with the second button for learning? Let me go back to learn again. Then we see the current NX session button right here, which we just got to know. But select files is also a very interesting one. Just imagine that in the past, you have already programmed many geometries and many setups for many workpieces with Siemens NX already. Then we can take these .prt files in order to make Aido database much larger in one single go. We don't make Aido smarter bit by bit, but instead we let it learn from our very own past. To do this, I will click on Select Files, and under Select Files, I will specify a part in which it is in turn supposed to find its parts. I can now click on Select Folder right here, and everything that is inside this folder will then be opened by Aido, analyzed, learned into the database, and the part is then closed up once again. The next part is opened, analyzed, learned, written to the database, and the part is closed. Now I'm going to click on Learn. Through the magic of video editing, we can of course fast forward this learning process a bit. Aido is now finished learning from my past, including a little report. He's now opened each of these 4 parts and tells me if he was successful up here or not. He was not successful with the first part because this part does not contain any CAM operation whatsoever. It's not even initialized in CAM manufacturing, meaning it's just a CAD part. It successfully finished the second part here. It took 14 seconds to complete it, meaning open, analyze, write to the database, save, and close the part again. The second part took a bit longer, 20 seconds, and the fourth part also failed to complete successfully again. Why not? This part has no CAM operation at all. That is to say, it is initialized in manufacturing, but it does not have a single operation. That is this part 4. Let's take a closer look at this part 4. One click on part 4, and then we see, so there's the workpiece, and sure enough, there's not a single operation here. So what this means for me right now is, I will just run it once again accordingly on this workpiece and let Aido search for geometries that it recognizes. But now the workpiece is selected, and I click on Next. And here we can already see the result for this part 4. In part 4, Aido has already identified several geometries. For instance, 2 holes executed as blind holes. We have in here, or even 6 H7 fits, M3 threads, M6 threads, and so on. Just click on the OK button here as well. And so Aido is finished with what he knows, what he's recognized here, that he can also reach. Well, there we have it, a completely new way to use your own programming experience permanently and also automatically. Due to the constant learning of your machining strategies on your own machines, Aido is becoming increasingly proficient in terms of efficiency. Part by part, more and more of your knowledge flows into the database, and in the future, Aido will be able to recognize even more geometries in your setup. We hope we've been able to show you a glimpse into the future of programming. Be sure to stay tuned so you don't miss any more of our videos. It is most definitely going to be very much worth your while to subscribe to our channel for that. We will see you once again the next time. Goodbye to you for now.